How you doing?
Yeah.
How you doing?
Yeah. Roll 2 here.
Sir, 10-7. Again, just a reminder, 6-4 has to be rechecked after the painters phase. But all other areas within Battle 1 are secured at this time. Gentlemen, you guys have a good night. 10-7.
10-4. Good night.
You guys have a good night. 10-7.
10-4. Good night. 10-4. Good night. Whew. It's windy out here. Very windy. Happy birthday to me! Birthday stream. Birthday stream. Birthday stream. Birthday streams. Birthday streams. Streams. What to talk about? Oh, 1 year older, which means I'm 1 year wiser. I've leveled up. Oh, that reminds me, I have to update my profile. I have to update my profile. Update my age. Because I'm a big boy now. Another year. The funny thing is, I'm definitely in a whole different place. Different year. Different life. Definitely. I'm different than I was a year ago. I'm different than I was a year before that. And the year before that, and the year before that. Improving, evolving. I mean, we don't live forever, so you gotta make the most of the time you have. That's the funny thing is, most people have an idea of how life is going to end, right? Like, some people will be like, oh, I'll probably die when I'm 70 or 80 or something like that. Like, yeah. I mean, if you're fortunate, right, you live to be 100. So since we already have that concept of even this life ending, right, it's weird that some people don't even see, like, they got the idea that like a marriage can end, right, in a divorce, a relationship can end in a breakup, yeah, but they don't plan for it, they don't prepare for it. The funny thing is, people spend more time planning, when they're no longer here, right, when they're planning their death, but they're not planning their life, right? Most people are not focusing on making the most of their life. So people out here are too busy looking at other people living their lives, and they're not living their own lives. And that's sad. It's like, live your life. What are you doing? Not much of anything, right? Clearly not doing much if you're not, making the most of it. If you're too busy looking at everybody else live their life while you're not living yours, then you're just wasting your life. Like, I'm not against, like, entertainment. Like, if you want to play video games or you want to, scroll through TikTok, that's fine. But make sure you're still living your life. Like, if you're going to be scrolling on TikTok, at least do that on a yacht, right? Travel. Scroll to TikTok, make your own TikTok videos, whatever, right? While you're traveling, for example. Or at least while you're with somebody else, right? Significant other or something. But instead, we out here alone, watching other people live lives. What's ironic is the idea of, like, people being against the idea of relationships, right? I'm not going to get, in a relationship, or I'm not going to get married or whatever. Not realizing it's like, but there's tons of other people who are doing that, who are in relationships, who are getting married, and who've been married for 20 plus years. Why can they do it and you can't? Why do you feel like you shouldn't do it or you can't do it? That's some very ignorant shit right there. Very, very ignorant. To think that you can't do what others have done or currently are doing, right? It is true that, not everyone can be, rich, as it were, right? Not everyone can be, happily married and so forth and so forth, right? It is possible. The possibility is there, yes. But here's the thing. Even if you think there's a 99% chance that your marriage is going to end in divorce, there's still that 1% chance that it doesn't, right? There's still a 1% chance that it doesn't end in divorce. So why even put yourself through that, right? To that idea of, like, I'm just going to avoid a relationship just because it ends. But the irony is, all good things come to an end. Even your own life comes to an end at some point. The thing is to make most of it while you have it. It's so weird to have this unique opportunity. Like, man, I love life too much to be interested in just wasting it. Shit. The way I feel terrible when I am wasting life. When it's like, yeah, I don't have forever. I'm not immortal. Well, not that I know of anyway. So I'm gonna make the most of this life, right? While I can, right? I've been in some bad situations in my life, situations where it felt like, yep, I'm at the bottom. I've been homeless a couple of times, so it's like, yep, I've been at the bottom of life, the lowest I could be. But now I'm really, really high up in life. That's because I didn't stay there, right? I didn't stay at the bottom. I worked my way up. You have to look at life like a video game, like a, RPG, right? MMORPG, and level up, improve yourself, improve your life, improve everything around you, improve your friends, shit, even improve your enemies, right? Because I'll use a card game analogy. In card games, there's just certain types of people that like the idea of everybody else being weaker than them, right? Not being good at the card game than them, so that way they have the advantage. But the irony with that is that it doesn't make you stronger. It just makes you the strongest of the weakest, right? Doesn't make you the strongest. To be the strongest, you have to outperform the strongest. So you need stronger opponents, right? Stronger challenge to be able to prove that you're really strong, right? That's how you measure strength, is by presenting a problem, presenting something that is hard to do, and then do it. Just like it's hard to be in a long-term relationship, but if you try and make it work, you did it. You show you're good at long-term relationships or marriage, right? Becoming a billionaire or whatever, right? Like, you gotta set a goal, right? Or getting in shape and whatnot, right? Fitness. Set a goal and then make it happen. The thing is that if you don't try, you always fail. That's the thing. You will always 100% fail whatever you don't try. But there's at least a 1% chance that if you try something, there's a 1% chance you'll succeed. Again, 1% is still a chance, right? The point is, you still have a chance. Too many people just ignore that factor, right? That there's still a 1% chance they could succeed at something. That something could, be successful. It could not fail. That 1% chance. But they're ignored because they're looking at the bigger number. The bigger number is there's a 99% chance of failure. And then use that to justify not even trying, not even putting effort. Another thing similar to that is having like a backup plan, right? Like most females, they'll talk to more than one guy, right? So if one of the guys they're talking to doesn't work out, at least there's another guy they can talk to, they can continue a conversation with. Multitasking, right? I get it. It's logical. It's a form of efficiency. I get it. But one of the problems with that multitasking concept is that most people who multitask, like I'm a multitasker myself as well, so even I know this for personal experience, that not sometimes, but a lot of times, you sacrifice effort when you're dividing yourself that way. When you're trying to spread your focus on multiple things, multiple conversations with multiple people, you're diluting your effort, and so by default you're setting yourself up for failure. You're increasing your chances of the one of the three guys you're talking to falling apart, right? You know, not making it through. So just because maybe you didn't pay attention to them enough, you didn't text them enough, right? You didn't say enough nice things about them. Maybe you pointed out too many flaws, too many things you think that they needed to work on. You could have focused on helping them work on those things. You instead just kept, just kept pointing out that they have issues. You know, there's things they got to work on, and then just basically left it at that. So no surprise that didn't work out, that ended. And ironically, that could have been the best relationship. That could have been the perfect relationship for you, because of the fact that that person clearly would have benefited from you, from your efforts, if you actually put in effort into helping them with their issues. And then by you helping them with their issues, whatever they need help with, they would be what you want them to be. Because remember, you're pointing out that they have flaws, they have things they got to work on, because you see potential in them, you see value, that if they fix those things, they would be a really good choice. But since you didn't put that effort into it, because you're too busy, being distracted by the other conversations, that you caused a what is it called? Self-fulfilling prophecy. You caused it to fail just because you had other options. And that tends to happen a lot. Some people, when, especially females do this a lot, when they have options, they tend to act like, what is it? They're too critical. Like because they have options, they're too critical. So they critique way too much, right? So if something is not, in their eyes, 100% perfect, it's like, no, not good enough, right? And that's the thing, and they say, oh, I have standards and whatnot. Okay, but the thing is that you are filtering out essentially a lot of great candidates, a lot of potential, right? A lot of guys that could be great just by doing that, just by, like, I have a lot of options, so I don't even have to try with this relationship. If anything, because I have all these options, they need to put in the effort to impress me. When in reality, if you're the one who wants a relationship, and that's the thing, females are the ones that need a relationship. Guys don't need relationships. Like, we don't need relationships. We give relationships. That's the confusing thing that modern day females and women, right, don't understand, is that men are the ones who choose relationships, because men give relationships. Females give sex. Men give relationships. That's the dynamic. That's the symbiotic relation, right? You give us the booty, we give you the relationship. We give you the whole, we're a couple. We do things together. We'll live together. I'll take care of you, you take care of me. I have your back, you have my back. Like, that agreement is shared. Not only that, is also the protection aspect, right? The aspect of since now you're in a relationship with this, guy, right? This man, he has to protect you from every other man, right? He has to make it clear to every other man that you're his, right? You're under his protection, right? If they got an issue with you, they got to deal with him. That you're part of the equation, so they got to tread lightly sometimes. So you gain some extra respect that you otherwise probably wouldn't have just by having a man, right? That's some stuff to consider. Just like, you bringing in, femininity, right? You bring in love and positivity. You're supposed to be the yin and yang, right? You're supposed to be the good part of him, right? The one that can calm the beast, right? The one that can tame the Hulk. That's one of the roles of a woman, is to tame the beast, the Hulk. Is to be able to help us, control our urges, right? urges to kick somebody's ass because they were very disrespectful or something of that nature, right? Or urges to, you know, accept any sexual offers from multiple females, right? That's the role of a wife, the role of a woman, is to, help control those things, among other stuff. If we have trouble controlling our emotions, which we should be really good at controlling, they can help us with that, and vice versa. If they have issues controlling their emotions, we help them with that. Just like, when it comes to money, we should definitely be able to take care of that for them, right? Make sure they got money. That's the most important thing. It's not just about you having money, you're the man, blah, 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 but it's making sure that she has money. Whether she makes her own or you give her a whole bunch of money. That way she has money. That way she's good, she has money, and then y'all be responsible, right? Whether you have to teach her how to be responsible or sure he is responsible. I mean, it's always good to have somebody who already is responsible, right? We're all adults. We should all be responsible and act like responsible adults. So that's the kind of way I look at that. That you shouldn't have to teach, but hey, there are situations we have to teach, right? This is part of the usefulness of a younger female getting with an older guy because of the life experience and the age. I mean, the knowledge that he gains, plus the resources. Older guys, tend to have their shit together because they had a lot of time to do so, and that's the thing they're supposed to be doing, is getting their shit together. Especially in a world made by men. Clearly, in order to function in a world created by men, you gotta be able to do what the men of the past have done to create this world. So you gotta get your shit together. And then, once you got your shit together, or at least you're on the right path of getting your shit together, then you will look for love, right? You look for someone to share this life that you're building, creating, which is a future, right? You're building a future. So that's the way it should be. Should definitely be putting that together to get shit done, get shit put together. So hopefully more people, hopefully people share my shit. It is annoying that a lot of people don't share the stuff that I put out there. They like my stuff, but they don't share. It's like, they need to share. We gotta get the message out there. People need to get their shit together for their sake. I'm getting my shit together regardless. I mean, regardless if the world just decides to keep going down the path it's going and everybody's just, their lives are getting worse and worse and worse. They're like, well, mine's is only going to get better because I'm going to keep doing things to make it better. Wow. So I'm putting information out there to help y'all, not to help myself. I'm already doing good. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm trying to let y'all know y'all need to get your shit together. Y'all need to put stuff out there. And reap the rewards of your efforts, your hard work. Don't limit yourself. Here's the thing. The world's already going to limit you, so don't limit yourself on top of that. That's the worst thing you can do. There's a lot of people out there that be talking about being oppressed, but don't realize that their oppression is literally them. It's them thinking they're oppressed, which by default makes them oppressed. The irony in that, right? It's like you have the internet, you have access to stuff like passports, and you can go anywhere in the world, and you can go somewhere in the world where no one knows you're there, so no one can bother you, no one can mess with you, right? Worst case scenario is, a big asteroid hits the planet and destroys all life on Earth. Okay, at least that's the worst that can happen, right? To you, right? You don't have to worry about much other than that. And the likelihood of that happening is pretty slim. Not impossible, of course, right? But pretty slim. But what is more often to happen is if you're involving yourself around a lot of bullshit, the bullshit's going to happen. If you surround yourself with negative things, no surprise negative things happen. Right? It's just very logical to put yourself in a better position. 502 here.
Currently,
So,
Suite 714.
all I'm saying is that life is short, so make it feel long, right? Do whatever you can to make things better in life. You don't want to have any regrets because the future is coming. The future is almost here, right? Someday soon, you're gonna blink and you're gonna be in your 60s and you're gonna be like, oh man, all the things I didn't do that I should have done. If I knew that I was gonna live this long, I would have done so many different things. Like, yeah. So always have that mindset. 10-4. Just.
By the way, make certain Brian is aware. Suite 510, Cat Media. They keep that door unlocked. They have their own security system.
Okay.
You can't lock it, so make sure you upgrade it.
10-4. So, like I was saying, is like you want to make sure that you put things together in life to get you to end of life, right? You want to do the most as if you're, tomorrow, as if you're gonna be 60 tomorrow, right? As if you're gonna be old, and you don't want to regret things. So don't put off till tomorrow what you could do today, as they say. So act as if tomorrow's not promised today. Do the most, make the most of every day. Every day should feel like a month or years worth of time. It shouldn't feel like time went fast, right? Make the most. Make sure your money makes money, right? You don't want to be in a position where you're constantly making money, which means you're constantly spending time doing that. And since you're constantly spending time making money, you're not living your life, right? Nothing wrong with making money by converting your time and effort into money, but there is a problem with constantly doing that until the day you die. And I know some people, they're close to the end, and that's what they do is work, and they barely can work. And it's like, yeah, it's not a good idea to put yourself in that position. You should definitely try to get your life together. And I've been given, and I gave one person in particular, I was giving them advice on how to make money. They have a house, and I was like, you could rent out a room, find somebody who's willing to be a roommate or something, and that way they can help you with the mortgage and bills and stuff, and that will help you with that aspect of the finance, and then try to lower his cost of living, right? Because he likes to spend money on a lot of different things, and it's like, you should cut back on a lot of the stuff you're spending money on, so that way you can have money, and you're too old to be constantly broke after you get your paycheck. Like, you shouldn't get paid and then suddenly be broke. There's something wrong there if you're broke but you have a job. Like, that always cracks me out, that idea that there's people who have jobs but they always complain they're broke. And that's like, yeah, because you're not doing something right. There's something you're doing wrong, and it has to be wrong because you're working, and then you don't have money, and you're complaining you don't have money, but you have a job. It makes sense. Somebody who doesn't have a job says they're broke and don't have money, but somebody who has a job shouldn't be saying they broke and they don't have money. That just means you're irresponsible. That means you're spending the money faster than you can make it, and you need to stop that. You need to stop spending money that fast. You need to get to a point where you don't need money as often or even at all. You should be able to live your life without buying stuff. Right? You should be able to live your life by literally living it. Like grow some vegetation, right? Put some money into getting some, some soil. What is it called? I forgot. And put some plants in there and grow tomatoes and shit. Grow potatoes. Grow stuff you can eat. Grow your own food and eat that. You should be eating healthy anyway, right? Instead of eating fast food and Uber Eats and stuff like that and spending all this money that that requires you to keep replacing it by making more. Think about it. I mean, logically, you want everything to be reusable, right? Everything renewable. It makes no sense to use something and then you need to go get it again and then spend it and use it. Like, money's a tool, and we should definitely use it to do what we can in this world where money is, needed to do stuff. But you should get to the point where you don't keep needing money to do stuff, where you can do stuff without needing money. So that's just the mindset that I have.